Did you look for me, Dad? When I was gone?
Every day.
Come on.
I mean it. Every night I'd look, searching for your name or variations of it, hoping you'd slip up. Abstergo only found you first because they had better access. A few more days and it would have been me.
Well, I'm here now.
And I'm glad.
Do you think Lucy regretted what she was doing?
I used to think I knew her well, but clearly that wasn't the case. So I really can't give you an honest answer.
She seemed so sincere, though. Like she really wanted to make a difference.
Yes, well, when I first met him, I thought the same thing about Cross.
It just keeps happening over and over again.
What does?
Everything.
Don't get weird on me, Desmond.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
All right, then. You should think about getting back in the Animus. You've got to find that key. We should probably get back to Connor.
Ah, Desmond, there you are. Can I ask a favour?
Maybe.
When this is all over, I'd like to try turning the dial back on the Animus. Like, all the way back. To the time of the first civilization.
You think it would work?
There was no real loss of fidelity when you visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000 years ago, and I'm looking at going back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. Be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening.
That would be cool.
So this is how it started.
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history. Well, if I say history, it certainly teaches strange things in the States.
Like what?
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war, it was a civil one. Well, not that kind of civil. I mean, there was no America versus Britain. It was Brit on Brit action. And you can clearly see how the whole thing got started. One war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly. Seems the Crown overspent in its attempt to keep the French out. Well, that with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, undiplomatic about it.
Well, it's not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Braddock? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then, when they ask for a little bit of help... Right, look, think of it this way. King George and the colonists, they all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner gratis for decades now. The colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the tables full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. Oh, the king points this out. What did the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out of the restaurant. Probably intending to turn later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
Well, with a war, apparently. I wonder how many other places like this exist.
There are dozens of them, all over the world.
And somehow no one's ever found one before us.
I don't think that's true.
Oh?
When I was at Abstergo, Vidic talked about silencing discoveries made by non-Templars. I'm sure Abstergo's dug up plenty.
The things they must know.
Regretting throwing in with us?
No. Just looking forward to when we can finally trounce those bastards so I can dive into their archives.
I'm not saying I still don't trust Shaun, but just... something. Because like what Will said, how did Daniel Cross know we were there, or gonna be there? And Shaun's all like, oh, you know, they might have spotted me when I was snooping in their fucking whatever database shit. I don't know.
Oh, I think I found a lead on another power source. Later, Desmond, I'm in the middle of something very important right now. Just, yeah, that's a rule. Just follow that as a rule.
Oh, and lastly, Rebecca, and then we will go and put in the next power QB. Oh. Emails, quickly! Apparently Shaun's still being a douche. Okay, all this. All this ishkabibble. Is Juno. Hold up. Whoa, whoa. Okay, Hatham's blades. My initial instinct was he started out as an assassin. I believe his father was one, in fact, which is Edward. Yes, he was. But it appears he was a Templar from pretty early on. Maybe he took them from someone. It has happened before. Yes. That is the beginning of Assassin's Creed 4. I won't spoil anything, but yes, that's how you get your hidden blades, is you snitch them off someone. I'm surprised more Templars haven't put them to use. Pretty easy to build a pair if you know what you're doing. Does Shaun have his own fucking hidden blades? You fear our kind, blah 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 blah. Your enemies do in their own way, but they share blah 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 blah. They are not worthy. You have all proved unworthy of our gifts. Eat dicks. Yes, do not engage Juno. Do not engage fucking Juno. That final door of salvation. But for us, who knows? All these Juno visits and emails too apparently have got me thinking, what happened to Tinia, which is Jupiter, from the end of Revelations, and Minerva? They're the ones who invited us to this little apocalypse party, and now they've gone and buggered off. True, a little inconvenient, and not to mention rude. I'll try to poke around later, see if there's not some sign of what happened to them. True. I think it's only in the emails, if we keep going through them, we find out what happened to them, or where they went. Yes. And then Juno emailed Shaun saying you should not meddle in affairs that do not concern you. Well, somebody doesn't like me. Focus, please. Mission stuff. Modifications to your targeting system. You should be able to move in and out of combat more easily. Ha! Free running improvements. You're less likely to jump at the wrong time / in the wrong direction. No, there's still some bollocks crap. You can assassinate while moving now. Weather system. Faster fast travel. Like, even Will, look at this shit. There's a ton of other stuff, but your dad is yelling at me to get back to work, so I'd better wrap this up. I'll hit you up on the other side as you come across new features. Wow. Wow. Like, Rebecca's like, yo, this is all the stuff I updated and fixed, and Will's like, get back to fucking work. That is back to fucking work. She's making it run smoothly so it doesn't crash on us and, like, fucking die. Wow.